Hey, how we doing? Well, I got another video I want to drop. This is called The Electric State. I watched this last night. It's got Chris Pratt in it, and it's got Amelia Bobby Brown. It's got Amelia Bobby Brown in it. I think that's how you pronounce her name, the girl that plays in Stranger Things. Uh, but I like this movie. I heard that it has a really bad. I heard it has a really bad Rotten Tomato score. But I heard it's real bad, Rotten Tomato score. So last night I decided to watch it, and I happened to get on Netflix because I always be thinking about getting rid of Netflix. And yeah, Amelia Bobby Brown, the girl that played in Stranger Things. Anyway, Chris Pratt, the guy that was in Gardens of the Galaxy. So it's a sci-fi violence, action, language, and some uh, thematic uh, thematic materials. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes long. But I uh I didn't see anything wrong with this movie, you guys. I really didn't. And I thought it was funny. I thought it's funny. And when I watch a movie and the movie keeps me watching it, now I find, and here's the thing. I can't pay attention to all the Rotten Tomato scores, because the Rotten Tomato score says this is sitting at a 35 or something. So I mean it's just rotten. But I'm sitting there watching it, and and another thing too, the Russo brothers need to keep trying to be more creative about what they do. They can't just be stuck in that Marvel machine thing. I truly believe that. Because I heard some people online, YouTube, saying that the Russo brothers have lost their touch because they were so good at making Marvel movies, and that's debatable because what you may not like or what other people might like, there might be another group of people that like it. You see what I mean? So I let's say after a war between humans and machines, robots lost their freedom, people lost themselves in tech, and Michelle lost everything she loved, or did she? Her brother gets killed. Her mom and dad and them gets in a car wreck, and uh she survives, but her mom and dad perishes in the car wreck, and then her brother that was just she lost him too. So when she wakes up, the doctor's telling him that you know she lost everybody, so she's in this foster care, and the foster care guy that she was with, it was the guy that played in Seinfeld, uh, the guy with the glasses, and I was like, wow, man, there's that one guy that plays in. He played as her foster dad, and her brother is like extremely smart. So this tech company uh, faked his death. He was in a coma though, but they faked his death, and when he was in a coma, they wanted to use his brain. His brain is what helped him win the war against these robots. So it's a very very different type of story. But I think for me, here's the thing. I think for me is I'm glad to see Amelia Bobby Brown do something different besides Stranger Things, and she has. I know she did the dragon thing. I didn't watch that, but I knew I was going to watch this, and I like that Chris Pratt, uh, you know, is Chris Pratt, and Chris Pratt did his Chris Pratt thing. They had Exposito, that one guy that played in. He played that one guy Exposito, whatever his name. He was in it. It had some pretty good, it had some pretty good actors in here. I like the cast. Now, I am not that type of. Well, I ain't no reviewer anyway. But I was watching this movie and I was trying to figure out what is it that would give this a Rotten Tomato like 35, and I'm not quite sure. And so I said, Vic, I said to myself, Vic, what do you think about this movie? So I'm like, okay, let's watch this movie. I said to myself, so I said, okay, if you doze off, if you start yawning, or if you do this, but these robots, all these robots have their own personality. This is very creative. This had to cost a little chunk of change to me. Uh, I think this will eventually be a lot of people's favorite one of their little what you call what's that word you want to use for uh, movies that end up being a good movie, but most people didn't like it when it first came out. That I think this is gonna be one of those type of movies. And what's cool about this movie? It's different. It is. It really is different. And I really called it Electric State. And I didn't know what to think when I went into watching this. I really didn't. I was like, okay. And that's another thing. I think I need to stop paying attention to a lot of critics. That's why lately I've been getting off YouTube because I'm just sick and tired of getting on YouTube and everybody, they seem to rush to the theater to let you know what to see. And I get it because that's how they're getting paid on the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel has grown and they're getting a paycheck off the YouTube channel. I can't blame them, but I just don't know if I ever want to do that. But I think the Russo brothers tried something, and I just don't think people's giving them, a fair shake. As I watched this last night, I don't think the Russo brothers did a bad job with this. I really don't. I think they pieced the story together pretty good. I think it took off right away. It didn't drag. Because I went into it like, man, am I gonna like this or not? Because I did listen to some stuff online, but then I just like, man, this is all right. I kept saying to myself, I was like, man, I had to put it on pause. I had to go in there and get me some bottled water, man, and I sit and got me some bottled water and Mr. Peanut, man, and they had some pretty good voice. They had Anthony Mackie as one of the voice actors. They had had a lot of names as voice actors in there, and I was like, I think this is okay. Very creative, man. These robots, they want to have rights, and then the humans are like, you don't need no rights because we made you, but the humans are making them do all the work, and then the humans ain't got to do nothing. Then the humans got hooked up into this big old helmet that they got, so they was escaping the real world by just going inside. That one guy was thinking that he could. I tell you what, man, this was not a bad movie. I was really surprised how I was impressed. I was impressed. Had Clinton in there, had a clip of Clinton in there, and just I don't know, you guys. I don't. I think I enjoy movies. I really do, but I don't watch movies to upload a channel. Now I'm uploading this because I wanted to, because I watched it and I feel like I need to tell you how I enjoyed this movie. Which, yeah, people do that. But what I'm saying is that I'm not going to just watch movies just so I can upload a video. I sat down last night and I got on, I was like, I had I was very productive yesterday. I had a good workout and I was going to cook my dinner. I was going to pop in a couple of pizzas, and I got on, Netflix, and I said, oh man, that's on there. I said, wow, man. And I thought the special effects was all right. I thought the robots design was all right. I thought I was impressed with this, y'all. I really was. So that's my take. Now, I know there's probably going to be a lot of reviews out there. Oh, this was this and oh, it's that. And I think that, they talk all intelligent and use big words. I'm just a down-to-earth type of guy, to be honest with you. I just think it's an entertaining movie, man. I just thought, man, if I was here's how I do it. If I was in the 4th and 5th and 6th grade, I seen this movie, I would love this movie. Yeah. So that's how I look at movies. I don't look at movies as I'm this top intricate critic and using all these big fantastic words and all this stuff and just saying all this big stuff, because people are into that. People are into YouTube channels that has, if you can't pull them in, they ain't gonna watch your stuff. I get it, but it is what it is. I'm just being down there. So I thought this was a cool concept, and I thought Amelia Bobby Brown was okay in it. I thought Chris Pratt was okay in it. Chris Pratt had this little robot. This robot was a trip. He was funny. And then the boy was in a coma. He transferred his mind into this robot, and this robot ran away and tried to find his sister, he was a robot, but her brother was in coma, and he wanted to let her know. And so when she's on house arrest for some reason, then this robot scares her, and then this robot starts saying stuff that only her brother knew, and she goes, and that's when this whole movie really takes off. I liked it, you guys. I really did. As far as the 35% Rotten Tomatoes, I guess that's those extremely intelligent, big words, super IQ people. I don't know what they're looking at. I don't see movies the way they see them. Because I sat down last night and I watched this movie and I said, okay, you're not falling asleep. I did doze off because I was tired. And I was like, I dozed off. Oh, man. Now I hit. I was like, oh, man, I only had like 10 minutes left. So I had to we went back to 10 minutes. And then I said, and I reared back up, because I got relaxed, man. I was like, man. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was, I liked it. But as far as this 35% Rotten Tomatoes, I don't know. And it's an okay movie. It really is, And I'm telling you right now, if I was in the 5th and 6th grade and 4th and 3rd grade, man, I would love movies I would love this type of movie. Because I know how I was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, if I liked something like Ultraman, if you watch Ultraman today, you'd probably be like, oh man, that is dated, Johnny Sokko and his flying robot. Those are all Japanese Japanese series that I watched as I was a kid. And I think that's how sometimes I just don't dislike movies that are like this. So anyway, that's the best way I explain it. Electric State. Yeah, it's #1 on Netflix, but I kind of figured it would be. But 35% Rotten Tomatoes, I don't know. Did any of y'all watch it? Let me know. God bless, take care. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. We'll see you.